How's it going? Matt McNeil coming to you from the garage. Still working on our friend Eddie Quist here. And as you can see, the bladders were a complete success. That looks awesome. And once this guy's painted up, it's going to be even better. But what I wanted to talk about was, now that this guy is seamed, so I took the seams down and cleaned those up a little bit. I'm waiting for some little repairs here and there. There were very few on this one, which is awesome. Nowhere that you'd really see it. Actually, the only one that I think of was right there on the back side of the ear. So I'm waiting for that guy to dry up, and then I'll clean that up. I had a little booger or two on the side of his head there that I burned off with the wood burner. But what I wanted to talk about was this mask came out of the mold. If you watched any of the last two videos, you can see what that process looked like. It literally fresh out of the mold. But there's certain things on this character that I couldn't sculpt because there were areas that if I had sculpted them into the face, particularly like hanging flesh, that stuff would get stuck in a mold and you'd never get it out of the mold. So what you do is, rather than saying, well, I just can't sculpt it, so it's not going to be there. In this case, what I like to do is embellish the blank a little bit and glue on some of that extra stuff that wasn't in the original sculpt, such as these tendons here, this sort of gross piece of flesh that hangs here. And what's cool about this stuff is, you know, from the right angles, man, you can see all the way around it, which is cool. You know, you can see right through that sort of dangly piece of flesh, which creates another level of depth that you cannot get just pulling a blank from a mold. So what I do is, after the fact, I come in and I glue in little pieces here and there so that when I paint this guy, there will be pieces that feel like they are independent of the blank itself, if that makes any sense. They're three-dimensional. There's a wrap around them that you cannot get when you're sculpting something. So you might want to know, well, did I sculpt these tendons onto a piece of glass or something? No. These things actually make themselves. And I'll show you right here with this little paintbrush. It's all of this stuff. It's all the stuff from the sides of the bucket. The stuff that sits in this ring here that keeps you from closing your latex bucket is awesome stuff. This is what it looks like when you peel it out. Look at that tendon. Come on. Seriously, you're gonna let that go to waste? Okay, maybe I'm a hoarder. But that's great. Look. You just glue that sucker right on there, peel off a piece, shred it up a little bit, and we're in business. So yeah, the tip for tonight is, if you're doing something like this, don't throw these pieces away. This stuff is awesome. And you can get it from your bucket, which is even better. They make themselves. But the big lesson here is, just because you pull a blank out of a mold doesn't mean you have to be done with the blank. You can add extra stuff, and that's what we're doing here. So not only can you embellish a blank, but I'll take it a step further. If you've seen any of the kind of bucket zombies that I've done, and I call them a bucket zombie because literally I use the stuff from the bucket on a skull mask that I sculpted, and you can make some really cool and disgusting zombies with this. I mean, you can just tendon this stuff out, just grab an anatomy book and figure out which way tendons and things run on a face, throw some paper towel skin over the top of it, and man, you got a zombie. So there you go. Yeah, don't throw this stuff away if you're doing stuff like this, and don't settle for a blank if you can make him better with that kind of stuff. So, all right, everybody's having a good night, and I'll talk to you soon.